Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and we're live, and it's a bit of a different show today. We've got no Harry trades. Lamine Yamal had confirmed to come on the show to sub in for him, but I think he's been otherwise tied up now. So Lamine Yamal won't be making it, sadly. Thanks for everyone joining us live and loud. We're getting set for a massive Sorare game week. We only really have some bits and pieces to go through today, so a bit of a shorter show, and we'll get through as much of it as we possibly can. Of course, this is the first deadline show. In the aftermath of Sorare data as well. So a bit of a different feel on the show. No Harry, no Sorare data, international football, bit of MLS, a few bits and bobs going on. Let me know what you guys are up to this game week. Any teams you're strategizing with, what league, what competitions you're going to be going after as well. And we'll do our best to get through the lineup projections, which of course are always reliably brought to us by Predictify. If you are not getting your lineup projections on Predictify, now is the time to do it, guys. Use code Quinny Harry when you sign up, you check out, and all that good stuff. It supports me, it supports Harry Trades, it supports the shows here, and we all thank you for all the support we do get on the show, on the channel, and on Harry's channel as well, of course. And it's been a really long week in some ways as well. I've been on live with you a few times, doing a few different bits and bobs. But deadline show is where it all comes together and we get set for the weekend. But yeah, time is of the essence today for me, certainly. And we are under an hour to deadline, so we'll kind of fly through everything we can to the best of our ability. We don't have a matchups tab, which is probably the first thing the show needs to maybe adapt and pivot with a little bit here. We have a little bit of contender action. We've got, are these the playoffs in La Liga 2? I'll just pop these on screen while I talk. So yeah, we'll need to work out what we're doing for that. We already have an innovation in mind or underway or in process for next year. So there might be a third person joining the deadline show imminently, not today, but in general. So stay tuned for that. Any suggestions? I did kind of think on when it comes to the matchup tab going that, you know, like it'll be good to discover what teams look good as we go through this. Maybe Predictify can maybe make some sort of innovation around that. Let's see how it all works out throughout the summer. But I do think that'll add a bit to the show as well, because without having it spoon-fed to us on Sorare data, we will need to kind of dig and find those kind of pieces of intel, those little pieces of insight, as it were. The live chat, the Sorare scouts and managers small around the world that tune in are a great source of insight and intel. Fist bump to you all on arrival, of course. Get the fist bumps into the live chat if you've not done so already. Hit like, subscribe, share, and retweet, and all that good stuff, guys. Good to see you all. The faithful, the legends, the OGs, and yeah, the scouts and the managers. Everyone's here today. But it's all about international football for the most part. We've got some AFC World Cup qualifiers here, with Japan taking on Indonesia. And a lot of the Japanese squad now, by the way, are in the rumour mill. They're in the transfer window spotlight. We got Kosei Tani to get his first senior Japan cap in the midweek against Australia. Sadly, didn't quite hang on to the clean sheet. The Japan team looks quite changed here. Shuto Machino, who again, I'm seeing in the rumour mill quite a lot to be leaving Holstein Kiel for a big move. Suzuki has left Brøndby. He's now went to Freiburg, I want to say. And Taki Kubo with Sociedad and no European football for next year has been linked to Bayern Munich as well as one or two other clubs. So yeah, quite a changed, unrecognised. I think for the midfield four and the back three, rather unrecognisable. Kota Takai here is getting some really good write-ups around Japanese football and all the rest of it. It looks like, will this be his first senior cap? I think it might be. And they're taking on Indonesia, who have kind of been doing a lot of passporting of Dutch people and all the rest of it. So they've got some players, they've got some cards there. South Korea take on Kuwait. It looks like O is going to start this one, which is fun. Kang En Lee, Jason Lee, Hee Chang Wang, and in the bum, or Wang in the bum, all into play as well as Hyun Woo Ju in goals. So some really big scoring potential here. Both of them at home. World Cup qualifiers are always taken quite seriously for all the non-European nations, especially because those regions can be quite competitive. We've got Colombia at home at Peru, and I know for everyone that's got a James Rodriguez card, his Colombia scores are chef kiss. So I'm really looking forward to getting James out. We've got a full Colombia team here, essentially. Maybe we don't want these midfielders, but there's a full defence. We've got attack options. We've got the creative number 10. It's a good stack if you've got it lying around. They're taking on Peru, who are no pushovers, but certainly don't have the same level of firepower, X-factor quality. Defense is really good for Colombia here. Could be a good one. We've got Venezuela, Bolivia. And wow, Joseph is going to be starting alongside Rondon and Savarino and Soteldo. So Venezuela might back. By the way, with the fullbacks, Venezuela might be sneaky. Bolivia don't really have much to, go on in terms of their squad strength and quality and whatever. That could be an interesting one. Aaron Barry, I might play him. He's normally quite good. We've got Suriname. We've got a team for them. They're taking on Puerto Rico. Oh, they've got Kirk. He's a nice player. Kenny Powell. He's an all right player. I think Haps has got a good rep, hasn't he? And obviously Big Vasson. Oh, we know about Big Vasson. He's good. Puerto Rico, no team for them. Curacao, who again have been passporting a lot of teams. Yeah, a lot of Dutch people from the Eredivisie in this squad here. Fullback 4, Eloy Room in goals, and Jeremy Antonisi up front. So that's fun. What else do we have here? We've got Jamaica away to the British Virgin Isles. Leon Bailey, Casey Palmer, Isaac Hayden, Mason Holgate. I didn't realise he became Jamaican. And this guy looks like I'd have thought that team looked that name looked more like Finnish or something rather than Jamaican. But there you go. Yeah, so it's actually a lot of really interesting international games here. And I think when I see Luis Palma, I think very similarly to James Rodriguez when it comes to international football. If you look at Luis Palma's scores for Honduras, especially against teams of the caliber of Cayman Islands, he has oh wow. Bolivia won the last fixture the other day. Great insight. Japan have already qualified. Yep, doesn't look like Koki Machida's there. But yeah, Palma could be on for a big score. Romel Kyoto in the engine room, Anthony Lozano up front, and Andy Nahar as well, by the way. Could be a big game for him. He's been on very good form this year. Nations League in Europe, we've got obviously the finals and the runners-up game or whatever it is. Germany at home to France. A lot of my guys are playing in this one, which looks good for me. Undav to start in the engine room, undecided. Fulkrug over Waltemad. Wirtz and Sané, that's a lot of fun. And then for France, Cherky's going to start. And guys, see for all of us that have been in the Cherky Stand Club for 5-6 years, however long it's been, it is proper party time. He has announced himself on the world stage in the biggest way possible. And I just would not rule out Cherky doing some damage in this one. France team looks very strong. Very, very strong. But yeah, expecting actually a good football match in this one. Portugal did well against Germany, surprisingly. I would say Portugal generally aren't involved in good matches to watch on the TV, but with this being the final, they might just go for it a little bit more. Ronaldo loves winning stuff. Portugal were actually the inaugural Nations League winners, I hasten to add, right off the back of a Euros win. So this will be important to Ronaldo. This will be important to the squad, of course, as well. Really good squad front to back. Jon Snow is going to be playing right back, but maybe inverted into midfield, that sort of jazz. Could be interesting. And they take on España, who look to make some rotations from the game the other night, but it doesn't really weaken them, does it? Bringing in Fabian Ruiz for Marino. Did Pedri start? I think he did. I know Oyarzabal started, and Nico Williams is starting ahead of somebody. Who started the other day? I'm losing my mind. I can't remember now. But yeah, a few rotations. Doesn't really change them. And yeah, that'll be an interesting game. I don't expect it to be as exciting. I think Germany-France is probably where the fun is. We've then got Czech Republic taking on Montenegro. Again, there's a nice squad here. Nice little stack. Patrick Schick up front. Kreke, Kovar. Some decent players there. Montenegro. Again, it's not a great team, but it's not terrible. Stefan Jovetic. I can't believe I've still not got one of his cards. It's just too funny. We've then got Karl Hein in Estonia taking on Israel. Dor Turgeman, by the way, has been linked to Rangers today. And he looked really good in Euro under 21 or under, I can't remember. Well, I watched a few Israel games. It was a Euros under. They got to the semi-final or something like that. Was it Olympics or whatever? I forget. But it looks like they're playing all the big guns. Gluck is there. Solomon and Abada are there. Peretz, who's about to head on loan to PSV. So that, it could be a good game for Israel playing Estonia. It's kind of as good as it gets for them, isn't it? Croatia taking on Gibraltar. We don't have any Gibraltar cards. This is the Croatia squad. Budimir has been linked with not a big money move, but a big name transfer to Real Madrid. I think that could work out very nicely. The Croatia team front to back has got pedigree, has got really high quality all across it. Not much pace in this team, especially if Kramaric and Sucic are the wide players in the midfield, but a lot of quality and a lot of power. No two ways about it. Juranovic looks to be coming in at left back. So that could be sweet. Double game week for some of these teams as well, so watch out for that, for better or for worse. North Macedonia, we've got actually some decent players in here as well. Nice defence. Wee bit of an attack on the go. Elmaz Bardi and Miovski, and taking on Belgium. Yeah, really strong Belgium team. I'm not ever since Company, Vertonghen, and Alderweireld, the centre defence has been very sus, hasn't it? And I don't really feel much different looking at it right now, but the rest of the team is pretty powerful. Should be good for them in their double game week. We've got Norway, Italy, Sorloth and Haaland up top, Sheldrup and Odegaard and support. Ayer, all the main guys are here. And they're taking on Italy. And at home, Norway have got a really good support, very underrated fan base, the Norwegians for club and country. And Italy are not big shakes. You know, they're quality, they've got really good players, don't get me wrong, but I don't think Norway are going to be scared. I think Italy will pay them a lot of respect in this, and yeah, be interesting to see how it shakes out. Wales is taking on Liechtenstein, and if you listen to Craig Bellamy, it is all focus on this game. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Wales put on a really good show here, got some really good scores out of the likes of Brennan Johnson in particular, Europa League winner Harry Wilson, David Brooks, really good creative players, solid defence also, and there's a goalkeeper there that's probably going to get the clean sheet when it's all said and done. So Wales, sneaky options. Bosnia are taking on San Marino, but which is the fixture we all love to see. Edin Dzeko, the diamond, is on its start up front. Dzeko for a hat-trick, Vasilj for a clean sheet. Dedic could be a really high-scoring defender, guaranteed clean sheet. Can he get decisive or 2 or 3, perhaps? So this could be a sneaky one if you've got some Bosnians. San Marino, we've got a team but no cards. We then get to Andorra, England. Andorra, we have Iker Alvarez in goals. If you want to use them, knock yourself out. But, ooh, Eze on a 60-40 with Gordon. I could probably see that happening. Really strong team. Is there any rotation potential in here? Could he play like a Madueke and a Gibbs White? I wouldn't rule it out. But I think, you know, Thomas Tuchel is a kind of take no prisoners kind of guy for me. He's still learning the ropes with the England squad. I don't think he's going to take it lightly on Andorra. I don't think he'll want any accusations on complacency or subpar performance. I think he'll want 5-0 minimum, you know, and then because English media, he's already had experience of it. He knows how demanding they are. I don't think he's going to just, we'll show up and win. I think he'll be very keen on, statement game, you know, let's go for it. Albania are at home to Serbia. Fireworks are beckoning for this one. These kind of Balkan, I don't know if that's the right expression, I beg your pardon, but Eastern European bloc countries, very ferociously competitive against one another, to put it kindly. And again, Armando Broja linked to Celtic, Bijrami currently at Rangers. There's some decent players in here. The defence, the goalkeeper are all pretty tidy. Serbia are normally one of the more well-established nations in European and world football. Team is really good looking for the most part. Mitrovic linked to Man United. Vlahovic kind of been told by Juve he can leave, but no one seems to be interested. And the rest of the team, like the back three, is as tough as nails. The goalkeeper's good. Zivkovic, as we know, is a bit of a wild card out wide, as is Terzic. So, you know, this will be a tough game. I don't think it'll be one-way traffic, but decisives could be there in abundance. Austria, Romania feels good. Austria and Ranjik have been doing a very good job progression-wise over the last couple of international breaks, and I expect that to continue. Quite a consistent starting 11 and strategy. In Romania, wow, Alexandru Mitrita is back in the squad. Wow. He has cards somewhere, and I don't know where he's actually playing right now, but that's the first time I've seen his name in forever. They've got some players. They might do halfway okay, but I think Austria will Bundesliga them through this one. Finland are at home to Netherlands. I've got a lot of players involved in this, and I really hope Holland absolutely smash Finland. Sorry to any Finns that are out there. I just don't think this team is really that great in the grand scheme of everything. Robin Lod, Glenn Kamara, Joe Polanjapalo, Fredrik Jensen is going to play left mid and right mid. And Van Lacre here, who is from San Diego. They've got some okay players, Radecki and goals, but I don't think it's going to be enough. No Depay from the start. Frimpong up front. Doesn't look like Xavi Simons will play, but Frankie de Jong, Gravenberch and Reinders is nailed in as the midfield. The defence looks nailed. Flecken has just moved to Leverkusen. This looks like a really strong Holland team, and if you've got the starters, I think that could be a very good game, despite it not being against an absolute minnow. We have Kazakhstan, who've got 2 players. There you go. And then we have Wales taking on Belgium in match day 2. This is a kind of early projection for the double game week. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way they shape up. Main cards are playing twice, is the way that looks to me. And then the last one we have here is Italy's second game against Moldova. Looks very similar to the first team we've seen. Oh, Moldova have got 2 cards. I did not expect to see that. But that's all the internationals we've got, which is all good fun and all good crack. And I think the only other thing we have is MLS, but it's not showing up there. It is there. Excellent. Before I do MLS, we're just going to hear a wee word from MFL. We're getting stuck in Season 6 is about to kick off next week. If you've not done so already, now is the best time to sign up. Please do so by clicking on the link that's in the live chat or the description of the video. It goes a long way to supporting the show, the channel, and everything else. So we'll hear from them for a minute now. MFL Meta Football League is a football management game that takes this genre to the next level. This is an open network online experience where every club, every opponent you play against is managed and operated by another player, by another person. It's your tactics, it's your wit, it's your squad against your opponents. MFL seasons normally run for around 6 weeks, so this isn't a game that comes out every new football season that you need to go and buy a new copy of. So there's never a bad time to open your account and get your club up and running. The only thing you need to buy or to pay for to get up and running to play MFL is your club. You can buy a club pack from MFL directly and it will randomly generate where your club is located, what city and in what country. One of the ways MFL takes this game to the next level is every player you own, you are actually their agent. So any players that you own that you're not going to use in your own squad, you can list on the market for loan, where they can go into another squad, and in return you'll get a percentage, you'll get a cut of any of the prize money that those players help those clubs to win. Sign up by using the link that's in the description of this video or in the pinned comment. You'll directly support me and all the content here at the channel, but by doing so you guarantee yourself the best sign up bonuses available. Boom. Love that. Harry Trades is in the house. Good to see you. We almost had Lamine Yamal on the stream to substitute in for you, Harry, the only guy that could do it, but sadly he couldn't quite make it. Vancouver game is at risk, so watch out for that, guys. And Bolivia are the informed team in South America. Wow, that's news to me. They do, I think someone else mentioned it as well, actually, yeah, but they certainly have a home advantage. There's no two ways about it. But I'm sure Colombia are at home. And no, who are they playing? Bolivia, it was Venezuela. Venezuela are at home. I'm pretty certain of that. The first MLS game we've got here is DC United taking on Chicago Fire, or to me and you, Luis Barraza taking on Chicago Fire, the one-man team in goals with an outfield of men, just guys, taking on Chicago Fire. We've got Brian Gutierrez returning from suspension. Is this the strongest they've looked all season with Nguisen and Acosta back in midfield? I think it might be, by the way, minus the goalkeeper who's away for international duty. We've then got the Rapids taking on Austin. The Rapids team looks pretty much the part. I don't know this kid, but I think he's actually got some really good scores. I've seen some names on the auction block of some guys, and I was like, wow, their score looks really good. And I had no idea who they were. I think he might have been one of them. Navarro's back for Harry Boy. Defense has got the main players in it, minus Vines. And then, yeah, backup keeper in with Zach Steffen out the building. Might actually be a good sign for Austin holders. Austin, full strength. I don't see anyone missing here to international duty, which is a bit of a strength in MLS, not having internationals, because you just blast teams that do. Portland are at home St. Louis, and the Portland team, yeah, the goalkeeper's changed. But otherwise, yeah, I don't think they've lost anyone. Maybe Shara. Yeah, Shara's probably away for international duty, but otherwise, pretty full strength for them at home at St. Louis, who have changed manager. Kessler's back in the building. And yeah, they're going to actually try and attack now. They're playing much less defenders than what they have been previously. Who's that? Oh, good. Gutierrez has been. Yeah, it does feel like he's missed a fair few games, doesn't it? It's been a bit of a taking the wind out the sails. LAFC, I think they've qualified for the Club World Cup, which we did a live stream last night, breaking that down and going through our first thoughts and reactions to it. So if you missed that, feel free to please to check it out at your leisure. But it looks like they're going double barrel shotgun here against SKC. They're playing Giroud, they're playing Abobase, and they're playing Buanga. Really strong midfield in and behind, first choice defence, and top quality goalkeeper. I don't see any internationals out the building here for SKC, so this might be one of the tightest matches in terms of both teams being at full power. And then we've got Vancouver, who the game might not go ahead, as we're seeing a lot of the guys are ill and all the rest of it. So let's see what happens with that. Yeah, a lot of rotation suspected. No Pedro Vite, no Berhalter, no Nelson, no Ali Ahmed, no Brian White. I think some of that is international based, obviously, as well. But all the same, there's a bit of a thing with Vancouver. And then we've got the Seattle Sounders, who look to be starting Ryan Kent in this one, for better or for worse. The rest of the team pretty much picks itself, with Danny Musovski coming in for Jesus Walks Ferreira. And that is, I think that's all the projected lineups that we've got, guys. So I've kind of did an early draft on my lineups. I'll kind of go through these with you, and then I'll love these and leavies. Get yourself ready for the deadline and enjoy your weekend. I'll be back live later tonight on the Celtic channel. Celtics are here to at least kind of get up to speed with all things Celtic. I did have a select your target super rare team, which I think I'm going to stick to, because I think all those guys were featured to play. I did a select your target with internationals, and I didn't really know what to do with some of these guys. I wasn't sure how rotation risky some of them might be, but I think I'm probably going to stick on that. Maybe swap some goalkeepers around is maybe the only thing I'll juggle. The top team here in MLS I like still, but no Jaden Nelson. I think I'm going to need to. I don't think I actually have any other forward options at all, actually. So I might just need to play him. Yeah, it's him or Jordan Morris. So I think I just need to play Nelson just for the XP. Division 2, so best thing I can do for me is get promoted. Just don't get relegated, I guess. And then the top team, could I make that better somehow? Maybe Kessler, but I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Both classic, no in-season potential for me there. And then for the special, is this All-Star or something? So we're getting the special edition cards rewarded in this. This was the first team that I picked. So I went with Vasilj playing San Marino, Guardiol double game week, James taking on Peru, De Bruyne double game week, and then I went with Captain Palma taking on the Cayman Islands. You just know he's going to score a hat-trick or something. And then this team, I definitely need to change. So I've got Depay and Simons, who now look to be questionable. So I don't think I would take. Yeah, I wouldn't take out of any of these other teams. That's fine. Or would I? Would I take Wirtz? Or I'd maybe take Wirtz is playing France. We've got Cherky to call upon. So I think I'll just put Cherky in for Depay as a straight swap. I've also got Alonso Martinez. It could be playing a really good match. We've got Abada. Abada could be quite good. But no, I think I'll stick with Cherky for the vibes. And we need to drop Simon. So I think I'll just put Kang in as a midfielder. And then we'll see who just the best spot is rather than the best midfielder. Because I think that would probably be De Jong, but I could probably get better than De Jong into this. Let me find. Oh, there's Kang there. Love that. Aaron Buru's in this team. I expect him to do well. And then if I remove the playing in our team filter, who do we have left over? We've got Limer. Limer could be good if he's projected to play. I don't mind Sané, but I've got Sané versus Cherky. I don't normally let that stop me, as you guys know, but I'm probably just going to slide away from that. Just go Cherky. It's the only thing I'm interested in that match. And looking at who else I've got here, yeah, Frimmers could be all right, but so we're looking at Frimmers. We're looking at like Goretzka, Sané, Takikubo against Indonesia, or Limer against Romania. Taki, I think, is dodgy. I think Limer's pretty safe. I think that's probably the way I'll let this fall for me, as we'll go with the safe pick rather than the dodgy pick. I didn't pick Juranovic, and I maybe could pick Juranovic. Who was the defender in that select your target team again? So I think Juranovic is quite cheap, L15. Lenormand. Yeah, I think I'll swap them because I just think Lenormand does not get that high a ceiling. And Juranovic does and is cheaper. Buys me another 8 points. What would I do with that? 8 points would get me to 55. Oh, not quite De Jong. Maybe we could have moved Wirtz. Can we put Cherky into this even? 72. No, we can't. Yeah, I'll probably just leave that the way it is, but we'll put Juranovic in on double game week. And top target's the only way we're doing this game. Let's go for it. All-Star. Yeah, and I'm not going to play Arena or anything like that. Do I have more goalkeepers? I think I might, by the way. I've got Tani, not likely to play. Yeah, probably that's about it. So let me just do this again, sorry. So we'll go Kang in midfield, Cherky in attack, and then the fifth man. I don't that Taki is that dodgy. Only got 25 minutes in the last game. Of course I did. Of course I did. Depay was just not nailed. Might still play, might be fine, but he's like sus. Is it World Cup qualifiers for the Dutch? Yeah. So it looks like Malin is more likely to start. So I just want to avoid that. He can still come off the bench and do his job, but Depay's not been free scoring SO5 wise anyway. So I think we're missing out on much with that. I don't mind the thought of Sani. I actually quite like the thought of Abada, by the way, against Estonia. I quite like the thought of Abada because of the low-level opponent. Olmo could be fun. Lima could be fun. Yeah, David Taylor, we had that into the chat already. It could happen, so watch out for your Seattle. I don't really... Oh, Sugar, do I actually have the ability to... yeah, I've only got Friday. Maybe... How would I do this then? So I would put Barraza for Fry and Kessler for Roldan. I think that screws this team up, but the team's broken anyway. So I don't think I've got another defender behind Kessler that's likely to play. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm I'm going to do that. I'm just going to de-risk Seattle. Thanks again for the double nudge on that. We'll go Barraza. We'll take out Roldan for Kessler. And just, have one team that plays rather than none. So we've got that binned off. That's fine. And then, this last team I still need to crack. So once I've done that, gutted I'm not going to use Javi Simons in this one, but maybe he'll play the next one. It looks like the pie's nailed on this, but if he's not nailed, I'm going to find it hard to confidently select him. Did Taki only get 30 in the last game? I actually quite like that, if that's the case. He did. If we look at Japan, he always plays. This is one thing with Taki, is he always plays both matches. Started both of them in the last window. Oh, not that time, but I've did this before. I think there is an anomaly, but he normally plays both internationals, and he's in the shop window right now. So scoring hat tricks, not that kind of thing, is only going to help him and everything else. So if he's on to play, let's go with Taki against Indonesia. High scoring potential. We went with Captain Cherky because it is Cherky, but do we maybe go Captain Kang, sorry. Nah, I think we stay with Cherky. He's for the vibes, isn't he? It's due to illness, and I think there is international call-ups that are already in the mix. It's been spoken about enough where I've just got the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, so I've just de-risked it for you, for me personally, guys. I recommend if you're able to, you do the same. But I think that's pretty much the size of what I can get out. I don't think there's anyone of distinct quality that I would upset the apple cart of the teams I've got here to force them into a lineup. And I really like Team 1. I think Team 1's going to smash. Team 2 I like as well, but Cherky and Taki might let us down just with opposition strength minutes that's available and that sort of thing. The MLS team with a smaller game week. It's a Chicago kind of spine there, isn't it? With a differential goalkeeper and a fifth-man defender. And then this, Zoya Razabal may be worth rotating out for Sani alongside Wirtz. What was that Germany team looking like again? Yeah, Sani's like nailed. Wirtz is nailed. Yeah. I think I fancy that a bit more. I know Oyarzabal smashed against France, but he might get rotated. He might not, but he might. And even at that, I'm not sure he's a 90-minute guy. So I don't mind doing that for a wee bit of get the Germany boys together. And we can afford Sani now over Oyarzabal, because I think he was cheap, wasn't he? Yeah, we've got the extra points to get Sani in with the swap of defender. We'll keep Captain Palma on this one, top score. There we go. I think that's us locked and loaded. Oh, no, Florian. Bad timing. Bad timing on that one. But we're locked and loaded, guys. I had a wee bit of midweek action that didn't pan out that well, sadly. Rafinha suspension caught me off guard. That's all I had really going on. 29 minutes to the deadline. We've got, I think, 5 or 6 teams here I'm quite excited for. And, 4 teams I'm excited for. One super rare team that I can't remember what target we did or who else we have available. Would we draft any of these guys in? Probably not. I'm quite happy enough with this. We've got an Oyarzabal in a squad in case he does play. And then I don't want to win XP from this, to be quite honest with you. So the only thing I am going to select is the Essence. It's the only thing I want. It's a 4-man effort. It's probably not going to do it, but Stranger Things and all that. Good enough fixtures for most of them. Was good. Oh, Goretzka wasn't there. Yeah, so did we have someone to swap Goretzka for? Mingueza, Lionheart. Oh, maybe we just go Lionheart. I think he's actually performed pretty well for Austria. I'm pretty sure when I won him, his Austria stats made him look way better. Yeah. He's going to play, isn't he? So I think we'll swap him. Makes it, maybe, I was going to say makes the target less likely. It probably doesn't. But let's just do that. So we've got 5 starters. Let's go for it. Swinging for the fences. your opinion on my problem, Simplex. Let me find it. Modric and Perisic. Yeah, I think so. I think we had... if they're in the squad, they're not going to the squad to not play, you know. The double game week probably means they won't play both, of course, like you've said. But yeah, if they're in the squad, who's Croatia's second game against? Czech Republic at home? Yeah, I can see them playing at home, the old guys, and playing away at Gibraltar, the sort of young, untested lads. I could see that. Oh, Lukas Sucic, by the way. That might be an interesting play for me. I do have him. I've barely used him this year. But I play him over Taki. Nah, probably not. Probably not. Germany, France is a dead rubber. A little bit, but Germany did just get mugged off a bit by Portugal. And Germany are at home, are they not? Yeah, so is it at home or is it a neutral venue for this stuff? I'm not actually too sure. But yeah, I think they'll be going for it to some extent. I think they might rotate and like sub people and whatever. But if Sané and Wirtz start, I don't mind sticking them together. They can link up together, you know, it's part of the thing. But yeah, it's definitely not a plum fixture, is it? So we've got a wee bit of Selector Target, a wee bit of MLS, and a little bit of All-Star. I've got my auction on, guys. I've got my auction on. I'm going to try and get a Summer Series card and try and get into the Club World Cup action. Like I mentioned before, I did a stream on that last night. If you have missed it, please feel free to check it out. We did a lot of great Sorare content this week as well, where I've been looking at how much money I made on playing in season this season now. I recommend you check it out. I really enjoyed making it. I hope you enjoy watching it. We'll have some content coming out in the next week where I kind of review the strategies a bit more independently and weigh up like how much I spent on them, what players we got, how it all kind of panned out, and lessons we can learn throughout the summer from those strategies last year and how to apply them for next year. I've had a lot of really good MFL content as well, which, again, you guys have been showing up for and supporting in big, big numbers. And I thank he's a lot for all the support we've had on that. There'll be more content around that as well. As the community, the foundation lineup is getting built slowly but surely. I need some more of your players, guys. So stay tuned to all the member notifications. We'll be upgrading that as much as possible. And yeah, it's kind of both. They're at home, but it's kind of neutral as well. So I don't think Germany, France, like they're not, the fans will not let them away with, you know, that's a derby. That's a border derby, as it were. Germany, France, very, very much competitive against one another in my experience in international football. So yeah, thanks for all the support this week, guys. Thanks everyone who tuned into the content. If you have missed it, feel free to go back and check it out. And yeah, thanks very much for everyone who tuned in the Deadline show. Sorry we couldn't have Harry or Yamal on this one, but normal order will be resumed as of next week, I'm sure. Enjoy the game week. I hope it goes well for you. Hopefully we avoid all the DNPs. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.